Ecocha exclusively represents specialty Taiwan tea with over 25 years of immersion in the Taiwanese tea industry and tea culture. And today we are here tasting the recently arrived batch of Shan High Mountain Oolong tea, Winter 2020, in comparison with the previous season's harvest, Fall 2020, as well as last winter's harvest, Winter 2019. So I have Winter 2019 and Fall 2020 and Winter 2020. All brewed up here. I brewed 9 grams of tea leaves in a 150 milliliter tea judging cup for 70 seconds on the first brew, and then 60 seconds on the second brew. These cups are still pretty warm, actually hot, so I'm going to see what the brewed leaves have to offer. So this is last winter, still fresh. Kind of woody, foresty, herbal, a little bit of savoriness going on there. Much lighter, a little more floral on the fall. A fresher kind of fragrant going on. This is a more foresty, this is a little more flowery. Really nice, delicate aroma on the fall. Fresher because it was just picked last week, literally. Foresty, complex. I guess there's floral in there, but it's really tightly woven with a foresty, kind of alpine forest aroma. In terms of the brewed tea, they're strikingly similar, actually. The fall tea is noticeably darker, probably a little bit more oxidation on the leaves. I would say that the recent winter batch, especially on the first brew, is the lightest and clearest, and followed by the last winter's brew, which still has a nice kind of glowing luminosity going on there, but darker than this year's winter batch. Although the second batch of this winter looks considerably darker from my angle anyway. These two look pretty close, and these two are 2 different shades of golden green. In terms of the dried leaves, the winter harvest definitely has more stem material. Winter 2019 harvest. Noticeable stem, a little bit more yellowish hue than both the fall and the winter 2020. So perhaps the last winter's harvest was a little more mature than the more recent ones. The fall harvest looks quite nice and uniform. A few yellowed leaves in there, but that's normal. Uniform size and coloration. And the winter 2020, also a uniform size, some yellowing kind of marbled in there, but mostly a dark green, I'd say about the same. I think typically with winter teas, the stems of the leaf are thicker, so they roll a little bit more bulky than would the more tender middle batch. So at this elevation, you only get 3 harvests a year, whether you want it more or not. That's all that grows at this elevation. I had forgotten to get a cup. I had to go run and get a cup. All right, I'm gonna dig right in here. First brew of winter 2019. A nice soft, foresty aroma coming off the spoon. Very pleasant, balanced, delicate flavor profile. Nice mouthfeel, smooth, buttery a little bit. Very pleasing. There's nothing dissatisfying about that one. Well balanced. The first brew brewed delicate but not weak in any way. I'm just going to keep going here. More vegetal, a little more faint on the fall, with the aroma coming off the spoon. Yeah, definitely more vegetal kind of profile there. Not as complex as the previous winter. Nice balance though. Again, pleasing, slightly buttery, buttered vegetal kind of character on the fall. Okay, winter 2020, just harvested about a week ago. Oops. Subtle. Herbal foresty aroma. Lighter than the previous winter. I think there's an oxidation difference going on here, but more complex, definitely fresher, which makes total sense, being a year apart and this being a week old, this being a year old. I think it's closer to the classic Shan or the highest elevation teas, which conventionally, or yeah, the standard highest elevation teas go for a light oxidation to offer the most complexity. We tend to push it a little bit. We like oxidation as long as it maintains some of that freshness. But this is closer to a standard, which gives an immature leaf kind of freshness, a delicate but balanced and complex flavor profile. Okay, we're gonna go through the second row. Second brew done for a minute. Very pleasing, buttery. Fuller. It seems that these leaves, particularly higher mountain, higher elevation, the leaves are thick. They're a little bit, they're more substantial. They take a little more to get the constituents to be extracted from the leaves. Kind of tangy this time around. A nice, complex, balanced flavor coming off winter 2019. There's more there on the spoon, the aroma from the spoon on the fall 2020, a pastry kind of note in there. Buttery, pastry, savory. Way more flavorful too. I'm not sure if that's just cooled down a bit more. Buttery, it's like it's not as strong as rosemary at all. Some sort of savory scone character with the fall. I think the fall was a little more oxidized, bringing that kind of greenness down into a sweetness and giving it a more softer character rather than this fresh floral herbal character of a lighter oxidized tea. Yeah, herbal, floral, slightly buttery. As with the previous two, it's more substantial, more of the same but more, so to speak. Just a more fuller character and composition. A dry finish, which offers a kind of bright, dried flower. It's not fruity. It's definitely more on the floral side, but it's not grassy either. There's enough oxidation there to make it a kind of sweet and not so perfumey, but enough aromatic profile for sure. I'm gonna have another sip of the second one. It has that winter character, which is mellow and it's far from musky, but there's something about that kind of savory, dried herbal floral thing that goes on that's just soft. It's complex, but it's mild. It's not that fresh vibrantness that you get from a spring tea. It has a winter character. Quick run through one more time. Oops, got a piece of leaf on my hand. Nice, balanced, satisfying. More flavorful. Kind of a dark leafy, dark green leafy character, charred. most likely because of the freshness factor. Definitely the most delicate and complex. But complex in like I was trying to describe, a dried floral, dried herbal way. Kind of mellow and mild and balanced. Enough freshness, it's really lingering all through my nasal passages. So there we have it, Lishan High Mountain Oolong tea from last winter 2019 to fall 2020 and the recent harvest of winter 2020. Lishan High Mountain Oolong tea that is now on the shelf. So check it out. Get some for yourself and your friends perhaps. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that like button and share this video with anyone that you think might be interested in hearing about this stuff. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon.